What I have in front of me today is one of the most popular branded solar generators out on the market today. It's September, and everybody knows what happens in September. Hurricanes, tropical storms, Steelers losing football games. But when you lose power, especially for an extended amount of time, that is an absolute horrible thing. Can't charge your phone, you can't keep your lights on. And even though gas generators, that's still the way I go for major power outages. A lot of companies like this one, Bluetti, not to be mistaken with Blue Yeti, not the same company. Well, they have these power stations that you can actually run in your house. You don't have to worry about carbon monoxide or anything like that. And they're also solar charging ready, meaning you can charge this absolutely free with the sun. But I want to point something out before I get into this video. Bluetti reached out to me and this channel and asked us if we can take a look at this thing, if we could do a review on it. And I'll tell you straight out right now, there's some things that I absolutely love about this. And there's some things that I absolutely hate. I'm not being paid by this review. And as always, we'll keep it 100% honest all the time on this channel. But again, I am accepting no money for a review on this. So if you're thinking about getting one of these battery banks, these power supplies, solar power generators, especially this brand, you want to stick around with this video. We're going to cover everything. Starting with the looks of this thing, it's a beautiful unit. I have a couple that I'm going to bring to the channel. And if you want to get subscribed, hit the bell notification so you don't miss those. They're ugly as hell, but this is really pleasing to look at. And you got all of your items or everything that you need, your outlets, your plugs, everything that you need right up in front. So let me show you, this is your power button right there. You got your 12 volt right there, DC, you got another right here. This is a 10 amp, like your cigarette lighter style. This is a 30 amp. On the side here, you got a couple 12 volt DC 10 amp barrel style plugs. You only have one C port. 100 watt. Would have liked to have seen more of those, but you have that right there. You have two USB-A 18 watt right there. And you got a USB-A 3 amp right there. So right here you have 4 outlets. They're each 110, but you'll go up to 2,000 watts of output power on this before this thing starts to shut down on you. And then this right here, if you have an RV, well, you can plug your RV right into this, so you got 2,200 watts out. So if you're off-gridding, living that RV life, well, there you go. This might come in really handy for you. And what they did right here up on the top is they added 2 15-watt phone charging pads. Not really sure why, but a lot of other companies just don't add these, so I'm glad that they added not the 1, but 2. Now, the reason why you didn't hear that phone kick on and start charging is because you actually have to turn these on and your outlets on with the screen or using the app. But that's where one of the issues comes up for me. I hate this screen display. It's turned up all the way for brightness, and it's really hard to see even when you're looking at it straight on. But to turn those on, I have to go to DC on. That'll kick that on. And if I want these on, I hit this and put AC outlets on. So you might be looking at this and saying to yourself, well, it looks pretty bright to me, but I'm telling you, if you go up in an angle, or if you're looking from it this way, it's almost impossible to see what you're looking for. Not to mention, it's also early and we're in extremely shaded areas, so that's gonna help a little bit. But if you bring this thing out in the sun, well, it's no bueno. This is the only unit, even by the cheaper versions, I never had an issue seeing the screen like I do with this. Kind of disappointing, or should I say, not real nice. Now there's another issue with this. There's a couple issues with this. And I'm sure on every other video you can find the specs, and we'll talk about that here a little bit. But I want to talk about use of this thing. This is a tool review zone, not the tool spec zone. This whole back area here is a real issue for me. So let's talk about charging. On the back here, you have an adapter. Now on most units like this, especially the more pricey ones like this, you'll have a simple plug that plugs right into the unit like so, and then into the wall to charge it up. But this comes with a giant brick. And I was sort of okay with that. But the problem is when you spend all the money on this unit, which you have to plug this in like so, this isn't even the fastest charging brick. You would have to buy that separately, and this is the barrel style plug that you have to insert into the unit. I'll show you this right there. And then you plug this end into the wall, and then there's your giant fan. This thing is loud. Not only is it loud, it takes forever to charge this thing. The EcoFlow that I have, that I did a video on, I'll leave that at the end of this one, it charges at like 800, 900, I think 1,000 watts. I couldn't get this thing to charge over 500 watts. It was actually under 500 watts, around the 450. If I wanted to charge it any faster than that, well, this isn't gonna cut it. I'm gonna have to go out and spend more money on a different brick. You know, it's like a rapid charger compared to a standard charger. All right, so you're saying to yourself, Clint, I don't care about this. I'm worried more about the solar charging. Well, that's not that great either. So this is the plug that they give you for your solar charging. Now, some of these companies do a proprietary style thing, which, okay, fine, it's great if it works. This sucks. Let me explain why. A lot of different power supplies from other brands will give you an XT60 style plug in the back. Not all of them, a lot of them. This right here only has this. So you basically take this and you push it in like so, and then you screw it in. And on the other end of this, you do have this larger XT60 style plug. And then this will go into the adapter for your MC4 connectors. It's just a real pain in the butt, but that's not only the issue that I have. You see, the main issue that I have with this is that there's only one of these. For a name brand like this, for a system that's this expensive, there should be 2 separate panels for this right here. For example, the EcoFlow that I tested and reviewed, if I wanted to run 3 100-watt solar panels, I could connect those together and put those on the one circuit. But the other 2 200-watt solar panels, I can connect those 2 and run those to a completely separate circuit. You see, what happens is, in case you didn't know, if I were to hook up a 100-watt solar panel to a 200-watt solar panel, it's not 300 watts that I'm going to be able to put in this box. You're only going to get 100 watts, and then the 200-watt solar panel is going to go down to 100 watts. You can only bring in the same amount on the same circuit. So you're basically transforming your 200-watt solar panel into a 100-watt solar panel if I connect it to another 100-watt solar panel. A lot of words. And there's even more issue than that. You see, any solar panel that I put on the EcoFlow unit, I was able to run and get maximum amount of solar powerage in that box. This does not play nice with other branded solar panels. Just to give you an example, if I plug the Bluetti solar panels, which I really do like, into this box, I'll get a pretty nice performance of around 180, 190 watts in on a sunny day. That's on average for what I've been getting. However, when I plugged in the EcoFlow 200-watt solar panel, I was only able to push 217 watts in. And then when I plugged in the solar panels from the Harbor Freitas that I did a review on, they're both 100 watts each, I started losing watts in. Now, that might sound okay to you, but when I plugged the exact same setup into the EcoFlow, I was getting almost 600 watts. I was getting around 560 watts in, no issues. This unit just absolutely hates other branded solar panels. And I'm not really sure if there's other videos out there talking about this. Maybe there are, but I have tested on multiple occasions, many different days, and I cannot get any more performance out of the setup that I've been getting great performance on with every other brand. Now, I will tell you this thing really does a good job when it comes to putting power out. So if I'm running stuff, that's great. I was able to get my toasters, my coffee maker, everything to run off the system with, which is fully charged. But the one issue that I had was tracking the information using my phone. Now, Bluetti does have a phone app that you can connect to the machine. Setting it up didn't have any issue. But number one, it's extremely limited. And the other thing is it's only Bluetooth, not Wi-Fi enabled, meaning that if I go more than 50 feet away from this unit using my app, I can't see what it's doing. It'll basically tell me that it's lost connection. Please get right up on that box. Many of my other units that I brought to the channel, they're Wi-Fi, so I could be 100 miles away and still find out what charge I'm bringing in, how much I'm discharging. I can shut the unit off, turn it back on, whatever. So the app was a major disappointment. So here's the deal. When I first seen this thing, I was like, this is a bad ace unit. I'm really excited to try this thing out and get it going. It looks sleek. You know, I like that you had the phone charging up on top. And I really wanted to love this unit. And I'm sure there's people out there watching this video that have this and say to themselves, I love this unit and he doesn't know what he's talking about. Great. But I'm telling you, I dislike this very much. If I were using this and I charged it up and that's fine, and then I wanted to just use it to take around the campsite, maybe bring a cooler, hook it up, tailgating, that's great. But basically everything that I've done on this, I've struggled with. I hate that there's only one adapter on the back that you can put one solar panel up unless you connect 200 watts together. I hate that you only have the one input for your solar or charging. I hate that it comes with a giant brick like this and that it's loud and that you have to pay more for a faster one. I hate that the screen is hard to see, especially on a sunny day. I dread every time I go to charge this with solar panels. Listen, you might have one of these and say you love it, and I'm glad you do. The problem is I don't. And I'm simply being honest with you. I have tested this thing for over a month and it has been giving me nothing but not real nice slack headaches. If you want to take it on a camping trip, great. If you want to take it tailgating, great. It'll do your basic stuff. It's pure sine wave. You don't have to worry about your electronics burning out on you. My main issue is getting the power back into this box and a crappy screen and the phone app. But let me know what you think. Listen, I'm sure I'm going to get comments saying, oh, this is the best unit on the market. Great, buy it. But in my experience, it's not. We'll be back with more videos soon.